When a client returns with mangoes that have worms, I tell her that it will not happen again, and I compensate her. But the moment you purchase fruits from a farmer and they're infested, he will not compensate you for the spoiled fruits, so you lose your money. For that reason, no matter what the farmer says, I will never buy fruit from him again. When you pick, you tell yourself that you have nice mangoes. But when you bring them back home and they ripen, you notice there are more rotten ones than good ones. You may have to throw away a full basin of rotten mangoes. And with what is left, if you're lucky, you'll earn back the money you invested. Women can sell quality fruit only when farmers manage pests in their orchard. One of the key insect pests are fruit flies. Fruit that is attacked by a fruit fly will fall prematurely. When you open this fruit, you see little white worms or maggots. These are the young of fruit flies.
De ebetia gu bia no ebi wo ho a na eno ade baako binti ena mana tiato ebia na nsu ananka wo.
The fruits may drop due to drought, but mostly it's because fruit flies have laid their eggs into the fruits, and when the fruits start to rot, they drop. If you do not collect the fallen mangoes, the maggots move from the fruit into the soil. And before you realize it, they have developed wings and flown away. One of the best practices to control fruit flies is to destroy all fallen fruit in your orchard, as we will learn in this video. But let us first see how fruit flies live. Fruit flies puncture the skin of many kinds of fruit and vegetables to lay their eggs. You can tell when you see a mango with a tiny pierced hole from which a little liquid has come out. During harvest, you may have the chance to observe a fruit fly that settles and lowers her anus. If you pick that mango and keep it, you'll see a yellow spot that will develop on the skin. Later on, this spot will become black. Then you know that it has gone into the mango. Under the skin of the fruit, the eggs hatch into maggots that look like small white worms that eat the inside of the fruit. The wormy fruit falls to the ground, where the worms keep growing. After 1 week, the worms leave the fruit and enter the soil, where they transform into brown cocoons. One week later, from each cocoon, a fruit fly emerges and flies away in search of food. One fruit fly can lay a few hundred eggs during her life. From one fallen fruit, many fruit flies can develop. So take care to destroy all fallen fruit as soon as it drops. Collect all of the fruit, even the smallest fruit, because they also have worms. It takes only 1 week for the worms to leave the fallen fruit and hide in the soil. So collect fallen fruit at least once a week.
afuo no so a wo nko a wontumi.
If your farm is big, you alone cannot collect all the fallen fruits, so you need to hire extra hands to help. Because if you don't collect the fruits in time, and the eggs hatch into worms and mature into flies, they will in turn come back and destroy your crop. When you've weeded under the trees, it's easier to see and pick up fallen fruit. Fruit flies can lay eggs in many types of fruit. Apart from oranges and mango, also gather all of the fallen fruit from other kinds of trees, such as avocado. To destroy the collected fruit, you can bury it. Make a hole about 1 meter deep, so that the fruit will be covered by half a meter of soil. Thoroughly tamp the soil on top of the buried mangoes, so that emerging flies will not be able to escape. In West Africa, many farmers grow cashew and mango in neighbouring orchards. Only a few farmers know that fruit flies also attack and multiply in cashew apples. Cashew apples mature before mangoes, so if you leave the cashew apples in your orchard, they can grow many, many fruit flies. And by the time your mango trees start to fruit, you'll have an army of fruit flies waiting to attack your mangoes. If you pick the cashew apples from the trees, you can make juice out of them and make some nice money. But you cannot make juice of apples that have already fallen on the ground. In that case, collect and bury the cashew apples into holes in the ground. Make sure that the hole is well covered with earth so that no fruit fly can escape. Or you can feed the fresh cashew apples to animals, such as cattle, pigs, goats, or poultry. Instead of spending a lot of money on feed, you can use the drop fruits to feed your animals. There's no need to dig a hole and bury the fruit. After removing the nuts, I feed the cashew apples to my pigs. I will not leave the apples on my farm, as they will rot, as the worms multiply in them and later will destroy my crop. If you don't want to dig pits in your orchard, you can put the fallen fruit into barrels and close them up. Or you can put them into black plastic bags without punctures. Seal the bags tightly and make sure they don't tear, as the worms can wiggle through very small openings. Put the bags in the sun for a week or two to kill all of the eggs and worms in the fruit. If the bags are left in the shade of trees, keep them closed for a month. After this, all the worms in the bags will have died. You can use the rotten fruit pulp as manure. Continue collecting fallen fruit all the way through to the harvest. During harvest, eliminate any fruit with signs of fruit fly attack. Do not leave any rejected fruit near the orchard, since they are ideal infestation sites. Destroy infested fruit immediately. Even in fruit stalls and markets, fruit flies can continue to multiply and infest fruit. When rotten mangoes with worms are lying around, they will infest your good mangoes. So if mangoes get spoiled and there are worms in them, it's better to give them to pig farmers to feed their pigs. Otherwise the worms will spoil your market. That is the advice I will give to my fellow traders. For the same reason, at the fruit collection or processing centre, all rejected fruit is destroyed, as you cannot allow the fruit flies to ruin your business. So what have we learned? One fruit fly can lay a few hundred eggs during her life. Fruit flies puncture the skin of fruit to lay their eggs, which causes the fruit to drop prematurely and rot. The worms that hatch from these eggs leave the spoiled fruit after 1 week and crawl into the soil, where they develop into fruit flies. From one infested fruit, many fruit flies can develop. So never leave any fruit on the ground in the open air. Collect fallen fruit at least once a week. Bury the fruit into holes in the ground, or put them into barrels or black plastic bags and close them up. Or feed the spoiled fruit to animals. By collecting fallen fruit, you'll harvest more and better quality fruit. Destroy rotten fruit with worms at all times and in all places, in orchards, markets and processing centres.